Alright, what is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? We're with a new deck. The Kruphix, the God of Horizons. So if you don't know what Kruphix does, you can see it there. We'll try to pass priority for our opponent. So he's a 4/7 blue-green god, and he has no max. We have no maximum hand size when he's in play, and if any unused mana would be empty from our mana pool, that mana becomes colorless instead. So that means we want to have a big hand with lots of spells to cast, and you want to be able to have big spells so we can kind of use our mana more efficiently. So we're playing against Progenitus, which is a 5-color, usually control deck. Sometimes it's a Planeswalker deck, sometimes it's, I don't know, some combo deck, who knows. Alright, this hand's a little sketchy because we have the Temple and no other lands, but we have Better Explorer. Soul Ring is usually pretty good, just hopefully we hit a land on top. Alright, we're going to keep the Breeding Pool. That's pretty sweet. Pass the turn. So this deck actually has a theme. It's not just a generic blue-green Simic deck. It's actually got the theme of, it's the God of X spells. Kruphix has X as the last letter of his name, and pretty much everything in the deck is as X-themed as possible. As you can see, we've got Blue Sun's Zenith for X. This is kind of like an X because it's an X number of islands, but not really. I just wanted to try it out. We got Exarch, Explore, Time Warp, take an extra turn. Alright, let's do this, and I think we want to Explore rather than Crucible because we want to make sure we get more lands. Alright, that's pretty good. So we can Time Warp even next. Ooh. Wait, we have extra mana. Oh. Well, can't do anything with it, so we're past the turn. Alright, so yeah, that's the theme. It's the God of X spells of all kinds, and most of the things have, you know, the X theme in them. This is kind of the, these two are the outliers. Fortunately, it's harder to make a real deck with a bunch of janky cards. Today's rainy, you can probably hear the rain in the background. Alright, let's pass the turn and see what happens. So we have some options. This deck tends to be pretty heavy on 5-drops. So the question is, do we want to play Kruphix and then start floating mana, or do we want to play our spells out? It's got no blue lands, which is kind of nice for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so 1, 2. Yeah. We can Rampant Growth, get an island, and then we can play Crucible, or we can play the Shackles. Shackles can pretty much preclude him from playing any big spells. Kind of want the mana though. We want to just get another island because we do have the Shackles out. And 1, 2, 3. I guess Shackles is more powerful. So we're going to throw it out there and see if he does anything. Also, I kind of like the theme of the guy with his arms sticking out because Kruphix tends to have his arms sticking out. Alright, there he goes, Coalition Relic. So we can just Brutalize our Exarch him, and then there's a big spell. So that's one of our big floaty mana spells. Or we can put this on the bottom. It kind of screws him a lot, so let's just Brutalize our Exarch him. I've actually never played with this card, which is kind of funny. I've seen it played a lot, and I just never cast it myself. So we're going to put his Coalition Relic, because we don't want him doing anything broken. That's our job. Alright, so he's pretty stuck on mana. He's got no blue, but he's got everything else at least. A little afraid of what he's going to do. Alright, so I think now we'll just attack, see what he does. And I think we're going to play our Kruphix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we have our Shackles mana up if we want. We can take anything up to 1, 2, 3 mana, nothing, or 3 power, nothing spectacular. But now we can start floating our mana, and we can like hit a big Blue Suns or something, which is going to be pretty awesome. Or we can start Kozilekking. I wanted another way of card drawing, and kind of wanted a big guy in case you had a ton of colorless mana, which you will get with Kruphix here. Alright. Sweet. Okay. So, we want to just hold off and then cast the big Blue Suns at the end of our turn? I think so. We hit our land drop, right? So we don't need to see what he does here. Nothing. The beauty of Kruphix is if you can just pass your turn and then use your mana next turn if you're afraid of like counter spells or if you have not got much going on. But we could Time Warp, but I'm just going to wait. I'm going to try to Blue Suns for 1 billion. There's a reason to want to do it on our turn or on his upkeep so that he can't counter the Blue Suns if he draws an island or something and has a way to counter it, which he didn't happen to have. So we can kind of feign a counter spell, even though we don't really have very many. Elspeth's pretty sweet. We can steal the token and actually do a lot of... We can just kill Elspeth. Yeah, no we can't. We can only do... Not quite. So... Let's see. How many will Blue Suns be for? So he's probably like a Planeswalker deck. We can take that token, hit her down to 1. Is that worth 2 cards? I think so. I think 5 cards is enough. Let's do 5. I guess we should have done that first, in case we hit a counter. Did not. So we'll just take this. So we got more X spells in here. Hydra Broodmaster. We've got the Aeon Chronicler. We just all have the generic ramp as well because we want to hit a lot of lands so that we can have a lot of mana to float. And that's the goal. We can also we can just Time Warp and kill Elspeth. Alright. Yeah, that's good. And oh, Phyrexian Processor, XX, Black Minion, where X is the life you pay. I haven't had good success with this card. I kind of want to cut it. It just either gets chump blocked or it just gets blown up. Can we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? We can't really get out now. We haven't hit any of our sacrifice lands yet. Alright, we're just gonna attack. And then Time Warp, unfortunately. And then probably do something else. Maybe he has removal spell now? I'll see what he does. Maybe he has a Shatter for this little Balkan Shackle. Nope. Alright. Guess we just Time Warp here. He's probably not going to like that. Oh, Time Warp is the extra turn for the extra god. Alright, Time Warp. Cast again me. Feels not like a Reiterate or something crazy. And that's Kruphix, the X Spell Master. I actually had, there's this new Hydra that came out in Journey to Nyx, Hero's Bane, where you can put X +1/+1 counters where X is his power. And I've actually gotten up to 1,000 power, and I think he might have been limited. I don't know if maybe not, but I had him over 1,000 power, which is kind of crazy. But I still lost that game because my opponent just had chump blockers, and then they did something kind of broken. But I wanted to get this guy to go off at some point. But yeah, we're just gonna kill Elspeth, and let's see what we're gonna draw. Ooh, the Behemoth with the XX, where X is a lot of X's in that card. In this card, I would have probably suspended him that turn and tried to get some more cards. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. There's plenty more where that came from. This kind of is the first video I tried to make with this deck. Played maybe 10 games or so with it. It's funny, when I started playing this game, I ran to a lot of Grand Arbiters, which is kind of sweet. But hope you enjoy that. Stay tuned for more. I'm still tweaking the deck, and have a nice day.